think that the United States Supreme Court, you're an officer of the court, is guided by white male supremacy?
I believe that the First Amendment prohibits the president
Did you
other
say
state
that?
officials for punishing people for
Did
their
you honestly say that, Professor?
I
And you
believe
expect us,
that the First
as a
Amendment,
Democratic witness, to take you seriously? Are you kidding me?
I believe
You're on a lot, aren't you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question
let me
is.
show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024, from your tweet, here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m. Quote, "The majority of Americans hate women. The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy." Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I am not sure what this has to do with the subject matter of this.
Folks,
Did you say
what we
it?
just saw in the Senate hearing
I
is
do not have those
exactly
words
why
in front of me. I
America is
probably
fed
said
up with
something
these
along those lines, but
Yeah,
what is
you
the
said it.
relevance
Here
of that
it
to
is.
this
Biggest
hearing?
Dallas
sit in their
right
ivory
there.
towers, spew hatred against our institutions, and then act shocked when someone calls them out.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize for having to miss the testimony of some of you, and I appreciate you coming today. Professor Franks, let me ask you, I listened to your and Ms. Hemingway's testimony and Professor Turley's, so I got part of it. As I understand it, your position, Professor Franks, is that I think you used the word myth. It is a myth that the Biden administration used government to compel speech, private speech, but that the Trump administration is doing that. Is that a fair characterization?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Do you think perhaps you're allowing your personal political beliefs to affect your objectivity here?
No, I do not. What is guiding my answers here is that I'm looking to see what the Supreme Court has said. You notice that in the testimony about the censorship
Okay.
industrial complex.
I got that part.
No, I just
I got
want
that
to
part.
clarify.
No, but I've only got 5 minutes. Your answer is no, as I appreciate it. Let me ask you a couple questions. You wrote a law review article in December of 2023 for the New York University Law Review, and it was about the two cases, Bruin, Supreme Court case, and Dobbs. Remember that article?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In this article, you said, I'm going to quote your words, "Taken together, these two cases demonstrate that the Supreme Court has embraced the use of the Constitution as a tool of racial patriarchy," end quote. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went on to say, quote, "When the Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats," close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe so. Thank you for reading.
Okay. And did you also say in that article, I'm going to quote again, quote, "by simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die, this Supreme Court," referring to the current United States Supreme Court, "has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well," close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay. In November of 2024, you tweet, don't you?
I'm not sure what the current terminology is for it, but yes, I am sometimes on the social platform that was formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, you're on a lot, aren't you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Well,
of this question is.
let me show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024, from your tweet. Here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m. Quote, "The majority of Americans hate women. The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy." Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I am not sure what this has to do with the subject matter of this
Did you
hearing.
say it?
I do not have those words in front of me. I probably said something along those lines, but
Yeah,
what is
you
the
said it.
relevance of
Here
that
it
to
is,
this
big as
hearing?
Dallas, right there.
Yes.
But your political beliefs don't impact your feelings about President Biden or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me
doctrine.
like your favorite feeling is anger. Let me ask you this. You issued another tweet. This was in May of 2022. You've just been tweeting up a storm. You said, quote, "There's a reason why the conservative-dominated Supreme Court thinks the Constitution does not contain a right to an abortion, but is convinced that it contains an individual right to possess firearms. And that reason is white male supremacy." Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
Is there a question in this?
Did I read that correctly? That's
Is there
my
a question
question.
that is relevant to this hearing?
Did I
And
read
more
that
relevant-
correctly? Do you really think that the United States Supreme Court, you're an officer of the court, is guided by white male supremacy?
I believe that the First Amendment prohibits the president
Did you
and other
say
state
that?
officials for punishing people for
Did
their
you honestly say that, Professor?
I
And you
believe
expect us,
that the First
as a
Amendment.
Democratic witness, to take you seriously? Are you kidding me?
I believe that you should take
You
the First
heard of
Amendment
curb your
seriously, sir.
enthusiasm? Here's
Senator
my
John
saying, curb
Kennedy,
my
God
nausea.
bless that man, put Professor Frank
I believe
right
that
on
you
the
should
hot
take
seat.
the
time
First
has
Amendment
expired. Thank you.
seriously.
Senator
She
Durbin.
squirmed, and for good reason. Kennedy asked her about her own words. Not his words, not conservative spin. Her own words. She called the Constitution a homicide pact. She claimed that the Supreme Court is nothing but a tool of white male supremacy. She even tweeted, and I quote, that the majority of Americans hate women. Really? That's the kind of rhetoric she throws around. Now let's be honest. If a conservative professor said half of that garbage about the left, they'd be blacklisted from every university in this country. They'd lose their job, their career, everything. But when the left does it, they get promoted, they get book deals, and they get invited to testify before the Senate. That right there is the double standard, folks. Franks tried to play it off. She said her political beliefs don't affect her objectivity. Come on. When you're out there saying the Supreme Court promotes racial patriarchy and that the Constitution itself is some kind of death sentence, you've already told us exactly where you stand. Here's the truth. People like Professor Franks don't respect our Constitution, they don't respect the Supreme Court, and they sure as hell don't respect the everyday Americans who believe in this country. They want to tear it down, rewrite it, and replace it with their own radical vision. That's what this is all about. And that's why Senator Kennedy didn't let her off the hook. He pressed her, he exposed her, and when she tried to wiggle out of it, he wasn't buying it. That's the kind of fight we need in Washington. So my take? Professor Franks showed us exactly why the radical left can't be trusted with power. They hate the very foundation of America. But as long as patriots like John Kennedy keep standing up, asking the tough questions, and defending our Constitution, this country still has a fighting chance. Don't let the elites gaslight you. The Constitution is not a homicide pact. It's the greatest governing document in human history, and we need to defend it with everything we've got. If you're tired of watching these leftist professors trash America while pretending to be objective, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Let's keep the fight alive, folks. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.